on a much more serious note, and unfortunately, one, it's you don't want to see this for anybody, but also as a selfish sports fan, I hate seeing this because I was hoping to see one of the all-time greats, if not the greatest of all time, of course, and Tiger Woods tee it up again at Augusta in a few weeks there. But you guys are well aware, I'm sure by now, of the news yesterday where Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash in Florida. That was according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He has been arrested, charged with DUI, property damage, and refusal to submit to a urine analysis test, according to the sheriff's office. And they say he showed signs of impairment Friday at the scene of the car crash in which he struck another vehicle, rolled over his Land Rover. Fortunately, nobody was injured, including himself, in this entire ordeal. The mugshot is out there. Obviously, not a great situation for Tiger Woods, who we all know the history there with in the past with some pain medication and misuse of that. And it sure seems like that's what we're discussing again here for Tiger. I think it's very simple for a lot of people to just say, hey, man, have somebody else start driving you around. Like, what are you even driving for anymore if you're going to be on pain meds and if you're going to struggle with perhaps abusing said pain meds for all the surgeries and everything he's had. So it's a really sad situation for starters, just on a human level. And I know it's magnified because it's Tiger Woods, right? But there's this is something that unfortunately happens for way too many people to begin with. I mean, he's fortunate. How many instances can have before we're talking about Tiger Woods, killing somebody, or Tiger Woods, unfortunately,
Right.
killing himself because of putting himself in these situations. So first and foremost, that's the first reaction, and then there's the sports into it, which is I honestly thought he was going to make a return to Augusta in 2 weeks or whatever it is, and now I think it's pretty clear that's not going to happen. And I wonder if we'll ever see him play at Augusta.
Yeah, when I first got the news story pinged to my phone, it literally took me back to that Friday after Thanksgiving in what was it, 2009, 2010, when with the whole when the whole Elon story
Oh yeah,
broke.
yeah, the
And
driveway
that
stuff.
there
Yeah.
was Tiger was involved in a wreck, and you're starting to think, like, is Tiger okay? Like, is he alive? And you hear the news story this time was Tiger involved in a rollover crash early morning Friday in Florida, and you're thinking, your mind is racing. You're like, geez, I hope this isn't what I think it could be. And granted, it's not like it was good news. It's good news that he's alive, but it's not great for Tiger. Like, this is a guy who continues to just fall. This is now his second DUI, his second rollover crash. That he was impaired, but there were no alcohol involved. He blew a 0.00 on the breathalyzer. There were no drugs or medication found on the scene. But I mean, this is in Florida, with first conviction of DUI, and you're looking at imprisonment for up to 6 months, a fine of up to $1,000. Like, we could see Tiger, face some jail time. Now, granted, I'm sure he's got
I would be
very high
shocked.
end
I
lawyers.
would be
Yeah,
shocked. You and I both would.
this right. Sure, sure, but it is possible just based on the law in Florida, and I mean, it's a guy who's worth $1.5 billion. The easy take here is to be like, hey, if you're impaired, hire a driver full time. You could very easily cover that cost. He's set the PGA Tour record for winning of 121 million in prize money over the years. Like, get a driver. That is the easy take, but really. I feel like this is a guy who is in quicksand. The harder he tries to make it back, just the deeper he sinks. And I mean that from the grand scope of things. Obviously, the legal issues that we're dealing with right now, but even just with the injuries and everything from the sports angle, this is a guy that is just, he's struggling. And I don't know if or how we will ever see, Tiger Woods in a PGA Tour event. Like, I'm sure we will eventually, but it's just the man needs some serious help in a lot of different facets in his world. And I think because he doesn't have that driving force of the golf and the fame that he was so accustomed to for the first, decade plus of his career, that's probably starting to eat at him, and he's probably starting to deal with some serious, I don't want to speculate, but I could only imagine, like, if it was me in that situation, I know my mind would be going, to dark places, and you hate to see that from one of the game's best and one of sports' best athletes, and I really hope that he does find the help needed to get back to at least just to a stable mindset.
Right. And look, no matter, whatever it is exactly he's dealing with, and you pointed out the winning that he has had and the money and everything like that, but that, mental health and any other struggles do not discriminate, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you have in
Right.
the bank account or anything like that. And so, he's getting the headlines because he's Tiger Woods. But yeah, it sucks, frankly. I mean, if I want to really like just be real with you, it just sucks to see. Nobody wants to see anybody going through this.
Sure.
And also, for a lot of people out there, this is somebody's role model or hero or whatever it may be, and to see this happen again. You mentioned, I think off air we were talking about he was just part of his, the TGL. Admittedly, I really don't watch that, but the TGL simulated golf stuff that's on ESPN wasn't the final. Was that Tuesday night, or
Yeah.
am I off a week or
Yeah, it
so?
was. And yeah, the big news, the headlines, if you if you're not you don't actually click the links and you just read headlines, you saw Tiger Woods returns to competitive golf and you get excited. Well, it's just
Yeah.
it's hitting into a simulator and he only ended up taking 9 swings at the event. But that was like, okay, well, maybe Augusta's not out of the question. I know it's coming up here very soon, but what if he does try and take a hack at the Masters, make another run at it. And I mean, if you remember the last time he won the Masters was just a year or two removed from his first DUI. Well, when the
Yeah, that was
mugshot heard around the
2017
world.
was the last. Yeah, the 2017 was the prior DUI that he had. And then, yeah, so what was it? Was that 2019 or
And
2018 that he
20
won? Yeah.
2019, I think, is when he won the Masters. Yeah. So, but then Friday morning, you get hit with this news, and you're just like, dang it, not again. He's hitting a dark place, and I think the guy just I don't know. I really hope that he finds the help that he gets because he can make too much of a positive impact on this world than to see it take this kind of turn.
Do you think we see him at obviously not in 2 weeks, but do you think we see him play at Augusta at some point or the Masters ever again? He's
See,
50. We all know
now I
the
don't think
issues,
so.
but he's 50. And yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess nobody knows for sure. I still think we probably do at some point, but this certainly delayed what that might look like.